Okay, guys, we are live. Hit the like, hit the share, give us a sub. To be honest, don't even care about that. Look, this is a special show. The Trinity is back. The Avengers, whatever you want to call them. Keith at Eaton Ryan on Twitter and Ivan at Ivan Jennings on Twitter are back. It's been a while. Great to have the lads back. But we had to come back. We had to coagulate. We had to get back in because the big news broke yesterday morning, of course, Friday. Usually you say it's tank crunchy, it's Friday, but my Jesus, I didn't have a crunchy yesterday, I can tell you that. The news, crazy news about Jurgen Norbert Klopp leaving Liverpool at the end of the season, guys. Hit the like, hit the share, come in, say what you want. It's going to be a little chat. It could get emotional. It could get him. I don't have any tissues, but you never know.
No tears left. All gone.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's always tears. There's always tears. Tears for fears. Ivan, Keith, crazy news yesterday. Where were you when it happened? What did you do? Did you stop? Did you drop? What happened, Keith? Wow.
I was in work, got a text message in work, and as I said to you, the first thing that popped into my head when I was reading it was, it's not fucking April. It's not fucking April, you know. So I knew it was so far out of left field that that there had to be something into it. So obviously just start going onto Twitter, seeing all the stuff, and just the amount, the volume of messaging and content and stuff that just seemed to absolutely flood through. It's really only now that you can kind of take stock of the impact that the man has had at the club, and I suppose to the Premier League, it's wider than us. You know, the impact he's probably had on a global stage, on the game as a whole is fucking huge. You know, so I'm still in shock, to be honest with you. I'm still reeling after it, to be honest with you. I'm still trying to come to terms with it. I'm still trying to come to terms. I'm kind of caught in a bit of a limbo, to be honest with you, between, you know, looking back on the time that he's had with us, you know, and then kind of trying to look forward a little bit as best we can, and kind of going, yes, we had some great stuff. There's a load of what ifs in there. There's so much kind of just flowing around, to be honest with you. It's difficult to focus in on what's kind of happening at the moment. It's just, you know, I can't recall. I think obviously when Kenny left at the time, I remember that being fucking wow. But it's, you know, it's certainly going to be a iconic moment in the club's history, and certainly up there with the top iconic moments that we'll certainly ever experience as fans of the club. It's ginormous. It really is.
It is. It actually feels like a bereavement, lads. To be honest with you, of a friend or something, you know, a close friend.
Yeah, we're all saying that. It felt like a bereavement.
Yeah, it's like a bereavement. I know it's probably not a right thing to say. We're talking about football here. We're talking about fans and stuff like that. But it feels different. It feels different. I remember, Kenny, we're going back showing our age here. Remember when that happened? You hadn't got that social media type thing, but that was hard to take, to be fair. Even Benitez leaving was hard to take for me. Yeah. Houllier leaving, you know, that type of thing. Brendan Rodgers even, I dare say it, Brendan Rodgers. Any Liverpool manager, you're invested, lads. You get invested. You get emotionally invested. You become part of the club. It's you want the best for the club. You want the best for the manager. Any manager that's there, and whoever you get in the summer, you'll want the same.
But how upset were you when Hodgson left? Were you that upset when Hodgson left? Yeah.
So. No. Sorry. Right. Okay. Sorry, Roy. Boy, Virginia. Sorry, Roy. No, but look, you get invested. And I mean, Ivan, Jurgen, it's going to be hard. I'm never going to replace him. I can't see us replacing him, to be honest with you. You're hoping someone comes in close to him, but I mean, he's unique. He's unique as in football world, as in human terms, as in just as a human being, never mind a football manager. But I mean, it's going to be tough, isn't it? It's been tough for the last 24 hours, lads.
I'm totally in shock, and it only does compare to when Kenny left, because he was doing pretty well, and it was the emotion that kind of got him over. It's the same with Klopp. He's become a Scouser. He loves the club, and the danger, the positive and the danger of when you actually love what you do, it drains you. And I watched the interview twice today, the 24-minute interview, and he knows himself that he can't do it, and that's love. It's hard to say, but that's love. And he's more than a coach. He's more than a manager.
He's like a father figure, isn't he? Like a father figure.
The way he goes about things. You look at when Houllier came back into the club and how he kind of changed how things were being done. And now you look at Klopp and how the people idolize him, literally idolize him, and he's turned very ordinary players into superstars. And like I remember the things that stick in my mind are the season before last when we were flying, and I think even the three of us, we were so invested in what we were almost going to achieve. And there was a game at the weekend, game on Wednesday, podcast during the week. It was a buzz, and then to not be as successful as you want. I was deflated for about a month. I genuinely was, and it feels kind of similar here. And the risk, I think, for me is, do we get somebody really, really strong in, somebody who's going to change things? Things are pretty good at the moment, right? So you don't want that. Or you're going to get somebody like Xabi Alonso. Like, what would he do if he came in? Would he keep the staff there? Would he change the style? What would his relationship be with the owners? And just in the back of my mind is, you see when Ferguson left United and how they've reeled since, and we don't want that.
Do you know what I think the staff are going? I think Linders and Pep or Peter Crouch and all are going.
They're gone, yeah. That's been
and the problem is there, lads. People underestimate them in the background. See, Klopp is the front man. He's the lead singer. You know, he's the Ronan Keaton. Sorry, Keith, but you know what I mean. He's the man out front. The background boys, you don't see them as much, but they're there. They're involved. You know what I mean?
I remember when Ferguson,
they did a lot as well. They're part of the success story. Don't get me wrong. You know, the book came out, Pep Linder's book. It's sort of nosedive, the intensity book and stuff like that. But Peter Crouch, John Octoberg, you know, all the boys in the back, Vito, all these fellas, they're all part of it, and they're probably all going to go. That's the problem as well.
Yeah,
when Ferguson left, sorry, Keith, when Ferguson left United, David Moyes replaced the full backroom staff, and he nosedived. You know, and they talk about there was a guy there, a goalkeeping coach, who was really bringing along David De Gea, like really bringing him along, and he got rid of him. And that's the fear. You know, it's the people behind. And Klopp would say it himself. You know, it's his name, but it's the people behind him that are doing all of the work.
I think Klopp will. I don't think he's finished in managerial now, whether he goes to the national side or something like that after a year. But I don't think he's finished. I don't think he's finished managing, to be honest with you. You know, he could even take up a job and, I don't know, maybe take up something in a different country, or even something in the States or something like that. But I don't think he's finished. And I think they're all taking a sabbatical, and I think they'll all probably come back with him at some stage. So now, what I'd also say is, you know, he's informed the club back in November. So if he's informed the club back in November, the search should have started then, right? No guarantees, but you would like to think that the search started then, right? And when he said, "Listen, I'm not for turning. This is it," and he's been asked, "Are you sure?" "Yeah, I'm sure." "Okay, that's it." That's when it starts. So, and I'd say probably the only reason, and this was discussed yesterday, the only reason they've probably come out now rather than leave it till the end of the season is that maybe conversations are starting to be had outside of the club with potential managers. As a result, they would lose the narrative. They would lose the ability to control the narrative from a communication perspective, and the news would break not on air terms. So I would say that's started, and the reason is they've gone outside the club now to say, "Listen, we're talking to people outside the club." So at that point in time, they have to pretty much get it out there, and I think that's where we're at. So I'd be amazed if he's not already been spoken to. You know, it's a very short list of 1 to 3 managers, and it'll be one of those 3, I would say, who'll be appointed, to be honest with you. And we probably won't hear before the end of the season. I don't think that would be right, but I'd say the stuff is already.
What 3 are you talking about? Obviously, Alonso, the Brighton manager. I like him on that Brighton manager. I think he's a lot of energy. That he's only young though. That the Italian fella, De Zerbi, and of course Frank off Brentford is decent, but Liverpool's a different kettle of fish, lads. It's a different level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think like Frank has come in, and again, I see him as kind of a revolutionary, kind of like Klopp. He'll want to come in and stamp his own kind of vision on the club. The Zibri is the same, and again, they've had really good success, but it's not like, and Klopp talked about it really well. Like normally, when managers leave, you have a bad run, 7 games or whatever, 7 weeks, and then you're gone and everybody's delighted and you're looking for a bit of freshness. We're actually not looking for freshness. We want this boat to keep going the way it's going. So
I think you can't replace Klopp. You can't replace Klopp. You can't
Mm.
replace. You don't want somebody to come in trying to replicate Klopp either. What you
No.
want somebody to come in is to build on what we've already done and potentially make us better.
Mm.
That has to be the ambition. The ambition has to be to make us better than what we are at the moment. That's a
Yeah.
fucking monumental task. Don't get me wrong, but that has to be the approach. That has to be the objective. We need to build on what we have. I'd have looked at it now and just read a few bits and pieces that have been sent on to me now today. I'd be amazed if it's not Alonso.
Mm.
I'd be amazed at
It's looking like that. But do you know
And
what?
you know-
Neil Atkinson said a great thing outside Anfield. I think on Sky News this morning talking about, yeah, we want, Klopp would be gone. Do you want a Klopp too? Or, this time, we want someone that's genuinely themselves. We don't want someone coming in that's trying to be like Klopp or trying to be Klopp Mark II. You want someone that wants to be themselves and wants to be as good as they can be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You don't want a spoofer,
Yeah.
No.
Genuine. Someone genuine. That's what you want.
And I think when you look at, I watched an interview with Mourinho when he was talking about Alonso and how his father was a coach.
Yeah.
He was obviously under Benitez. He was under Guardiola. He was under Mourinho. He's had a really good football and education so far. You hear him talk. He speaks really, really well. Top footballer.
700 top flight games or something.
Yeah, and you can see him even when he's in training, pinging the balls around, and what he's done with Leverkusen. I think they're still ahead of Bayern Munich in the league. Like nobody has won the league in Germany since Klopp has been there. Like nobody other than Bayern Munich. So it'll tell you what a job he's doing. But yeah, you definitely want someone who's their own man, but you don't want somebody so fucking crazy that they come in and they do crazy stuff and unsettle the club.
You want someone coming in that knows the fabric of the club, like Alonso, who has played. Yeah. Xabi Alonso played for Liverpool. He was a good player for Liverpool, one of the better players to play for Liverpool. So knows the history, the heritage. Knows the people. That's what you want. You don't want someone coming in with a blank slate.
Yeah, it was the most enjoyable part of his career was playing for us, and he said that himself. So he is affiliated with the club. There's an affinity there. So.
Well, the other thing is, lads, we've still got, 4 or 5 months of huge, huge football to play. Now, this does change it. Don't get me wrong. This news yesterday, 24, 26 hours ago, does change it. And anybody says it doesn't change it is talking through their ears. But we got to get behind the team, get behind Klopp. It could galvanise. And could really make them go, look, lads, do it for Klopp. Do it for the club. Let him go out on a high. Let him win a league. A League Cup against Chelsea in the final. We're in the Europa League. Look, it's in Dublin if we can get there. Now, it's not going to be easy to get to the final Europa League. It's a tough competition to win. It's the only one he hasn't won. But imagine his swan song at Dublin in the Europa League. I mean, that would be Thierry unreal, baby.
It has to galvanise us, right? And you have to look like that's why I'm so looking forward to the match tomorrow. I'm traveling to Vienna in the morning, but I cannot wait to see that game tomorrow because you'll see what it means to the players, and I actually think it's going to be a super positive thing for us for the rest of the season that we're going to build on, and it is that. Let's do it for Klopp. It has to be. Yeah,
I think it'll need to be managed because I think I don't think you can kind of say that it's going to affect all the players positively, right? I think it's going to this. He's a master man manager, but it's really beholden upon Trent and Van Dijk and Robbo to really step up now and get that team galvanised as well, because you can probably feel for some of the players, particularly the ones that have recently been signed by Klopp, how they might kind of go, fuck's sake, I came here to play for you. And
Szoboszlai, McAllister, the new lads, Endo, Gravenberg, all the new lads.
Yeah, so those lads will need an arm around the shoulder, absolutely, to try and make sure they're all on the bus. Now, listen, they're all professional footballers. We're in a very good position to win silverware. That's what they all want to do. So you'd like to think it will galvanise, but I do think it will take a degree of management. I think the next 3 games, we'll know in the next 3 games where
the players' heads are at.
Yeah, and how we're fit.
I think it's a great 3 games, right? The FA Cup, Chelsea and Arsenal. Like what? You couldn't write it really, right?
Yeah.
If they come out of that convincingly, you kind of go. It'll be like a Mo against United moment when he scored.
Problem is though, if they slip, I mean, I'm expecting them to beat Norwich tomorrow. To be fair, at Anfield, the way the crowd will be, the players will want to do something. Chelsea at Anfield on Wednesday, I think, and then it's Arsenal next Sunday at the away at the Emirates. Now they'll be looking to do something because what happened the last time. But as you say, if we won those 3 games, that would be like a tsunami of wow, what's going on here? But on the other side, I don't want to be negative. If you did lose the odd game, or would there be that also reaction?
Yeah,
I
think it's a strange one. It's the first time. I think
Yeah.
the season was over when Kenny said he was leaving.
Well, he left immediately, didn't he? That was he was leaving that day. He said it, wasn't it?
It was I think after the FA Cup, or the draw against Everton or something like that. From what I recall,
the 4-4 or something, wasn't it?
Yeah. So we've never had somebody in the job that we knew was going to leave at the end. Everything else has been a sacking, So it's a weird one.
Ferguson did it. Remember, he said at the start of the season. I think they finished 3rd or something, and they did a poor season. It can affect you. I mean, we're all human. Everybody's affected differently. The whole group can't be taken as a mentality as a group and saying, right, everybody's not affected. You know what I mean? Someone has to be fucking affected. Even the young lads might be affected, like the young Conor Bradley, who's been brilliant, in Kwanzaa, who he's brought on. Now, he's leaving us in a good position. He set the foundation there. The stadium is, I know FSG have a lot to say in that as well, but as when he came in October 2015, I mean, people would say maybe we should have won another league. Maybe we should have won another Champions League. And to be fair, we probably should have. We were good enough to. We were definitely good enough to. We were unlucky once or twice, to be fair.
There was 115 fucking reasons why we haven't won more silverware, to be honest with you.
Correct.
The 115 reasons is another podcast, because that one won't go away, lads. That one won't go. I seen it. There was a piece by Dominic King, I think it was, or one of the lads yesterday saying, Klopp, when the 115 eventually come up, all this asterisk leagues, 2-3 leagues and Champions Leagues, City, I don't think that even matters, really. I don't think so. It just shows you what we were up against, corruption. That's what we were fighting against as a club, fighting against corruption. Fighting against a really good manager and
I think that's part of it as well. I think that's part of why. We would have won at least 2 more leagues if it wasn't for City.
Definitely won.
Yeah,
I think
easy. And I think
we lost 2 by a point. We lost 2 by a point.
2 by a point. But I mean, the one where we lost when City were fucking 2-0 down against Aston Villa. Remember that one 2 years ago? I mean,
exactly.
We lost the Champions League final. I thought we were the better team that day.
Yeah.
Vinicius Junior scored. Remember? So
yeah. I think Klopp has put so much into it anyway, and then you're fighting against City as well.
Yeah,
kind of going, this is hard.
I think you give FSG credit for bringing them in. You give them credit for running the club the way it's run. You give them credit for the foundations, the commercial revenues. You give them all that. Everything else you apply to Klopp. Anything from a football perspective is Klopp, and as we said earlier, his backroom staff. But everything is that the way we play, the style of football, he plays, as he said himself. Football should be about moments and emotion, and fucking hell, we've had some amount of moments,
roller coasters, baby. My God.
Like a lot more highs than lows,
Totally.
Some memorable moments that we love.
Well, I'm going to ask you that question now in a minute. What's your? I mean, my memorable moments is the 4-0 against Barcelona at Anfield. To come back from 3-0 down from a team that had just won the league. They had just won the league. They'd Suarez, they'd Coutinho, they'd Lionel Messi. They won the bloody league. They win 3-0. They've a chance to make it 4. We all remember that one. And I do remember the commentator going, they might rue that chance. Remember, all your man had to do was square the ball. And it would be 4-0, probably. That's it. 3-0. Go back to Anfield. Origi! I mean, that has to be up there. There's so many, but for me, that 4-0 again, that's iconic for it. That's a history maker. Yeah. That's unbelievable. What, any other ones from you boys? Anything else?
Definitely, it's other little ones, like the Mo's goals against United, right? That was just incredible. I remember Boxing Day against Leicester, and I was like,
I was just about to say that. That was the time.
That was the first time in my mind. I did the moonwalk. I did the moonwalk that day on YouTube, but that was the first time I said in my mind, we're going to win the league.
Yeah.
There was another one. We were 1-0 down. I think it was against Aston Villa, and Robertson scored a header, and then Mane scored. Mane. I was just like, it's Roy the Rovers type stuff. It's just when you kind of go with 5 minutes to go, and you're 1-0 down, and your son's sitting beside you going, "We're not going to win," and I'm going, "We're going to win this game." Like the confidence 1-0 down with 5 minutes to go, you're going to win. That doesn't happen, and that's the kind of belief that he created. And
Like
there were just moments like that.
Allison's header, is another one. You just don't see it, But we can go back. You can go back to Dortmund at Anfield. You can go back to Norwich, one of the first games.
They lose those glasses.
Yeah, So and listen, that's us really just scratching the surface. Full of this season. So just every year there's been a moment or two moments, that you could stick into your top 10.
I was just about to say you could make a DVD compilation. That's showing my age. A
DVD
compilation.
It sounds really arsey, but other fucking teams don't have it. They don't get it.
They don't
get those moments. They really don't.
Is it just? That's what I'm saying. Is it just us? I mean, even United have had a few. Arsenal have had a few. City have had the Aguero moment now. To be fair, I mean that was. But I hate mentioning City because of the 1-1-5 and stuff like that. But all the moments, as you said, the Dortmund header, the fucking, the Dejan Lovren header, the comeback against Barcelona, the 3-0 against AC Milan. I know Klopp wasn't involved in that, but I'm talking the club Liverpool.
Yeah.
It's just written in bleeding
history. I think in fairness to United definitely had moments like that under Ferguson.
Yeah, that's why the club Sheffield Wednesday, wasn't it?
Totally, totally. You have to credit, you credit Ferguson for that, but they're a top football club. They're about football. They do it the right way, the same way that we've done it. And when the coach and the fans and the players and the city are so together, those special moments just happen, and we've just been so lucky. But United definitely have had some of those. The other clubs, nah, don't think so. And even the Aguero moment, so
yeah, that's an asterisk. Unfortunately, there will always be an asterisk on that one. But look, lads, looking forward to obviously Norwich tomorrow, but the rest of the season. So I'm hoping to galvanise. I'm hoping we win something big, as in a league or a Europa League or both or all of them. It's going to be hard to win all of them, but we've a League Cup final at the end of February. We've got to get over to Liverpool at least twice now. I mean, it's going to be hard to get. It's hard to get into Anfield anyway. I think it's going to be even harder now for the fact that they know he's going.
Well, I got a text from the fella who normally gets me the tickets over there, and he said the last game of the season against Wolves, forget about it.
Forget about it. Forget about it. You know what I mean?
I'm going to Luton match. Just not too sure what it's on yet.
You won't be going because it's the same weekend as the League Cup final.
So I'll probably have to travel midweek now. So.
Yeah, that hasn't been rearranged. That was the problem. I was looking at that Luton game. Yeah. So I think that's the same. But that was the Saturday, and I think the League Cup final's on the Sunday, something like that. It's that weekend.
It was due to be on the 24th. Yeah, now 25th is the League one, so the League Cup final. So.
But I mean, it is seismic, and. It's not even for what he did for the club. He done a lot for the city. And I mean, I don't know whether you see, I'm sure you did see the video with that young lad from Monaghan, the young lad in the wheelchair.
Crazy.
Stuff like that going on in the background. Stuff. I know all clubs do it. Let's be fair. All top Premier League clubs do it. I think Liverpool do it the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Genuineness about it.
Yeah.
And again, when you see him talking, he's even saying he's sad about it, but he knows it's the right thing to do. Like, that's an incredible thing to say. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's still feeling fine. He's still feeling happy. He's still buzzing. But he's devastated at the same time. But and knowing he's making the right decision, that's incredible. That's just incredible. I was blown away watching that video.
No, yeah, I actually watched it again today. I do feel FSG are one of the reasons Klopp is going. I don't think so. Actually don't think so, Ravi. I don't think so at all. I think it's genuine from Klopp. I think the energy sapped out of him. I think last season did it, lads. It sapped the bloody energy out of me. I don't know about you. We were down from last season. So what must he felt? What must have he felt? You know?
Yeah. And I think like when it's kind of like almost kind of a love story that it takes over your whole life, and you're not. He talked about wanting to live a normal life. He's living in a bubble of 24/7 football and press conferences and people looking for selfies and all the players to look out for, and he could be upside down and not know it. You know what I mean? It's just he's probably got millions in the bank. He can't walk down the road and buy a bottle of milk, kind of thing. And it's that just craziness of I don't know who I am anymore.
I know how he feels.
Yeah.
But do you know what it is? That's what I'm saying. Like, He did say, actually hinted at that in the chat yesterday about being normal again. You know, being able to, as you say, go down the road for a packet of crisps or a fucking pint or something. He'll never be able to do that in Liverpool or England anyway. He might get away with it in Germany. Depends on what he does there. You know, might be in a little town, little village where he's from and stuff. Might get away with it a bit more.
And it's those little. I don't know what you lads are like. I love after work on a Friday just walking down and going for a pint, just quietly. And I might meet someone that I know.
I hate people asking me for an autograph. I fucking hate it.
But those little things, like that, to me that's a success for me. That's fucking success for me. And he probably something similar for him that he wants to walk the dog or go for a coffee or whatever, and he just can't do those things. I mean, he said he wants to do it before it's too late. Like that's.
I was worried actually that there was some sort of a health issue in the background, and geez, this is quick. Hopefully he's all right. Someone in his family's okay. But I think that was all dispelled yesterday. I think it's literally energy levels, petrol. I think he was talking about the petrol meter going down. Last year took it out of him. He's not getting any younger. He's probably saying to himself, look, I've done really well here. Let's hope I can go out in a blaze of glory and win something huge like a league or Europa League or whatever, a few trophies. No matter what happens, he's a legend anyway, even if that's it for Liverpool. But it's hard to take, lads.
Definitely.
It's I don't know about you, but I mean, I'm not fucking right after.
Yeah, we need a game. We need to see how this team reacts and just enjoy it for the next 4 months, and hopefully it galvanizes them, and hopefully we go on and win something.
Yeah, I think I'm not too sure we'll get much of an indication tomorrow, to be honest with you. If being fair, I think Wednesday. I think Chelsea midweek is where we'll see it. Jesus Christ, that would be the game to be at now. I'd say it's going to be fucking rocking. Yeah. But I think we'll get a good indication. We'll certainly know by Sunday afternoon how our picks, because we need to bounce. You know, City have got an unbelievably handy run through February. I don't think they play anybody above the top 10.
And I don't think we've been playing that well either. And I know we haven't spoken about football at all in a while. We haven't been playing particularly well, but we've been getting results. Even the 4-0, there's no magic. There hasn't been any magical play. I know one or two of the goals there the other day were really good team goals. We're just kind of moseying on, like, you know, and
that's what I can't believe. We've been in second gear, and look where we are. That's what and we've had a lot of injuries, lads, to be fair, and we've mixed and matched, and it's hard to get it going, but we've done really well to be where we are.
Yeah. And when you think of it, like when some of our, like, the first names on the team sheet are not there. Salah's not there. Robertson's not there. Trent's not there. Big names.
Slabasai wasn't there.
Exactly.
Back.
Yeah.
You know?
We've a good bit back now. We've a good bit back tomorrow, though, don't we? We've got, you know, Robbo's back, Trent's back, Szoboszlai is back, all available. So
I think the lads that have come in, I think the young lad, Connor Bradley, has been absolutely superb. The last couple of games, I thought he's been brilliant, really physical, and I know he's been kind of caught out of position a couple of times, just kind of trying to get back. I thought he'd been brilliant, and he looks like a big lad.
Quansah and Bradley have been brilliant.
Really good,
and sometimes Klopp did say this yesterday. Actually, he said it the other day on the actual presser that he had. I think it was Thursday, saying that, you know, these type of players, with all the injuries Liverpool had, sometimes it opens up opportunities that they mightn't have got. They might have got League Cup games. Let's be fair. They might have got the odd FA Cup game, but they wouldn't have got league games away at Bournemouth and stuff. They just wouldn't have got it if the players are fit. Because when all the players are back for Liverpool, that's going to be some bench, lads. When we Thiago's back in training.
I don't think that striker, that striker in the under-21s is far away, to be honest with you. What's his name? Dance or something, is it? That striker.
The under-18s or under-21s?
He's under-21s, I think, isn't he? He's
training
with the first game.
I thought it was the under-18s bleeding hammered Arsenal 7-0 last week.
Or maybe he's under-18s. Or maybe he's under-18s. He's playing the under-21s. But I believe he's not too far away, to be honest with you. He's that good.
It's going to be hard, though, to fit anybody in. I mean, you know, it's going to be ridiculous. And we're going to just have a quick chat about it before we go. I'll give it another 5 minutes or so, lads. Salah, with this news, he's back training with Liverpool. He came back from Egypt. There was a bit of stuff around that. Can you see him going in the summer now?
Yeah.
Simple as. Yeah,
simple
he's
as.
gone. I thought you might say that. I thought I just might say that.
Listen, even without the Klopp news, I'd have been saying he's.
Yeah, I said the same before we started, Keith. Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely, and like, if Saudi Arabia come in for him, and like we could get mad money for him. We could still get mad money for him. So let's take it, and let's see who comes in. And like I wouldn't say we've been heavily reliant on Mo Salah, but he's been one of our top players, and his stats are incredible, and he's been brilliant. But there's still the basis of a really good front.
It's going to be hard to replace.
Super hard to replace.
You know, that's why we play with 3 strikers. It's more than one way to win a game of football.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. And somebody coming in is going to have their own ideas, and they could see something else in somebody else. They could bring somebody with them. Who knows? But you'll never replace. It's similar to Klopp, right?
Yeah.
You'll never replace. It's going to be a bad day when Mo Salah leaves, because there's a lot of reflection there, and there's such a gap in the team when he's gone. But you have to replace him. We are
where we are this season because we're sharing the goals around.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't been reliant on a striker. Salah's been fit all season, but we're sharing the goals around. We're getting goals from midfield. We're getting goals from everywhere, you know, and that's helped us, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
We have been in the past too reliant on our strikers. So when they hit bad form, there's no goals coming from anywhere. Like the strikers haven't been like light in the league. Like we've been getting goals from lots of different places, lots of different sources, you know. So and important goals. Winning goals.
If we got big money from him, I'd say good luck to him, and we get somebody younger.
Yeah. As he said, think Salah will leave the end of the season. Can't see him playing for another manager since the Anfield Lark. Look, who knows? I mean, it's been crazy. 24 hours. I'm sure there's a lot more to come on Jurgen Norbert Klopp. Let's hope we win a trophy or two and send them off into the
or four
or more, whatever. But I mean, look, I'm being realistic here. I want the league, to be honest with you. If all the trophies, I want the bloody league. The Europa League wouldn't be bad either. He hasn't won it. It's in Dublin, of course. But the league is really what I want. You lads, you want the league?
All day.
Yeah. All
day.
Lionel Richie,
100%.
all night long. Big time. Well, lads, look, as Klopp said yesterday, there's still memories to be made, lads. There's still memories to be made. There's a lot to go and fight for in this season. We're not giving up. We're not throwing towels. You know, we're going to be ready to rock. We're going to do a lot more. The lads are back. We're back with a vengeance. We'll try to do a show midweek, one show, maybe a half hour, 25-minute show midweek, because as we say, Chelsea on Wednesday, Arsenal next week, Norwich tomorrow. We haven't mentioned football. Because there's more important things than football. There's more important things, as we know, and one of them is Jurgen Klopp, who's more than football. He means more than football. Lads, we'll leave it there. Any parting words?
No, I'm just going to go.
The king is dead. Long live the king.
Sadness.
The king is dead. Long live the king. Yeah.
This means more. Lads, stay safe. Hit the like, hit the share. We are back. Thanks to Keith. Thanks to Ivan. Sorry to have a little sad. We actually ended it quite nicely, though, to be fair. Get behind the team. Get behind Klopp. There's a lot to play for this season. A huge amount to play for this season. If you can get to Anfield, get to Anfield. And if you have a ticket, let me know. Let me know, baby. Jurgen Klopp, good luck to whatever he does, but get behind the team. He ain't gone yet. Let's win something for him, and let's win the big one, the league. Stay safe. Talk soon. Cheers, lads.
See you later.
You never walk alone, baby.